The village of Eirenios basked in the golden hues of dusk. Laughter echoed through the square, a testament to life's simple joys. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of children playing. It was a scene of tranquility where time seemed to stand still, and the worries of the world were a distant memory. Orestes, a young warrior with eyes like the Aegean Sea, watched Kaleta dance. Her laughter was music to his ears. She moved with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly, her feet barely touching the ground as she twirled and spun. Orestes felt his heart swell with love and pride, knowing that she would soon be his wife. Her fiery hair mirrored the setting sun, casting a warm glow around her. They were betrothed, their love a beacon in the encroaching darkness. As they embraced, the world around them seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them in a moment of perfect harmony.
But tonight, the shadows held a sinister secret. The usual comfort of the twilight was replaced by an unsettling feeling, as if unseen eyes were watching from the darkness.
The air grew cold, a stark contrast to the warmth of moments before. A low growl rumbled through the earth, silencing the villagers. The once lively square fell into an eerie silence, as if the village itself was holding its breath. Fear painted their faces, a collective gasp escaping their lips. Mothers clutched their children tightly, and friends huddled together, seeking comfort in each other's presence. Orestes felt a chill crawl down his spine. Something was amiss. This was no ordinary night. He scanned the horizon, his warrior instincts on high alert, ready to protect his loved ones from whatever threat loomed in the darkness.
The earth trembled. The ground beneath their feet seemed to come alive, shaking violently and sending dust and debris into the air.
From the edge of the forest, a grotesque figure emerged. Its eyes glowed with malevolent intent. The creature's presence was a stark contrast to the peaceful village, a harbinger of doom that sent waves of terror through the hearts of all who saw it. Clawed hands, dripping with an unknown ichor, clutched a bloodied parchment. The sight of it was enough to make even the bravest of warriors feel a pang of fear. The creature spoke, its voice a guttural rasp that sent shivers down their spines. Its words were filled with malice, each syllable dripping with venom.
Icarus demands tribute. Send your bravest warrior to Mount Eligos or face his wrath. The command was clear, and the villagers knew that they had no choice but to comply.
The creature vanished back into the shadows, leaving behind the echo of its threat and a chilling silence. The villagers were left to grapple with their fear and uncertainty, knowing that their lives would never be the same again. The once peaceful village of Eirenios was now shrouded in a veil of dread, and the twilight that had once been a time of joy and laughter was now a harbinger of darkness and despair. on them, a constant reminder of the danger that loomed ever closer. They knew that their time was running out, and that they needed a hero to save them from this nightmare.
Orestes! Her voice trembled with emotion, a desperate plea for the one she believed could save them.
Kaleta's hand found Orestes's, her touch a spark of warmth in the encroaching cold. It was a gesture of hope, a silent promise that they would face this together. The bond between them was unbreakable, forged in the fires of love and strengthened by the trials they had endured. Her eyes, wide with fear, met his. In that moment, 1,000 unspoken words passed between them. She trusted him, believed in his strength and courage, even as her heart quaked with fear. He saw her unspoken plea, the terror that gripped her heart. He knew that she was counting on him, that the fate of the village rested on his shoulders. The weight of responsibility was heavy, but he would not falter. He would not let fear paralyze him. Orestes took a deep breath, steeling himself for the battle ahead. He had faced many challenges in his life, but none as daunting as this. Yet he knew that he could not afford to let fear take hold. He had to be strong, for Kaleta, for the village, and for himself. He would not let Icarus claim his beloved village, his Kaleta. The thought of losing her, of seeing the village destroyed, filled him with a fierce determination. He would fight with every ounce of his being to protect what he held dear. He would face this monster. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but Orestes was ready. He had trained for this moment, honing his skills and preparing himself for the ultimate test.
Please be careful. Her voice was a soft whisper, a final plea for his safety. She knew the risks, but she also knew that he was their only hope.
Orestes stepped forward, his chin held high, his gaze unwavering. He was a beacon of hope in the darkness, a symbol of courage and resilience. The villagers watched him with bated breath, their hearts filled with a mixture of fear and hope.
I will go. His voice was steady, filled with resolve. He had made his decision, and there was no turning back. I will face this Icarus and end his reign of terror. The words echoed through the square, a declaration of war against the beast that threatened their very existence.
A murmur rippled through the crowd. The villagers exchanged glances, their expressions a mix of fear, hope, and admiration. They knew that Orestes was their best chance, but the uncertainty of the outcome weighed heavily on their minds. Some looked at him with admiration, others with pity. They saw the bravery in his eyes, but also the enormity of the task he'd set for himself. It was a moment of collective breath-holding, as they waited to see what would happen next. But Orestes would not be swayed. He had made his choice. His resolve was unshakable, his determination unwavering. He would face whatever came his way with courage and honor. He would protect his home, his love, even if it meant staring death in the face. With a final glance at Kaleta, he turned and began his journey towards Mount Eligos, ready to confront the beast that had cast its shadow over their lives. Dawn broke, painting the sky in hues of blood orange and violet. The first light of day cast long shadows over the land, a stark contrast to the darkness that had enveloped the night. It was a moment of beauty, a fleeting glimpse of serenity before the trials that lay ahead. It was a beautiful sunrise, yet a sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air. The colors of the dawn seemed to whisper of the challenges to come, a silent warning to those who dared to venture into the unknown. The forest beyond the village loomed ominously, its secrets hidden in the shadows. Orestes, clad in leather armor, stood at the edge of the village. His eyes scanned the horizon, taking in the sight of the forest that awaited them. He could feel the weight of his responsibility pressing down on him, but he stood tall, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Beside him stood 5 of Eirenios' bravest warriors, their faces grim, their resolve steeled. Each one of them had their own reasons for embarking on this perilous journey, but they were united by a common goal. They had trained for this moment, and now they were ready to face the unknown. They were ready to face the unknown. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but their determination was unwavering. They knew that their journey would test their limits, but they were prepared to give everything for the sake of their village and their loved ones.
Come back to me, Orestes. Her voice trembled with emotion, a plea that echoed in the stillness of the morning.
Kaleta stepped forward, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. She reached out to Orestes, her heart heavy with the fear of losing him. The bond they shared was strong, and the thought of being apart was almost unbearable. She pressed a kiss to Orestes' lips, a silent promise etched in their embrace. It was a moment of tenderness amidst the uncertainty, a reminder of what they were fighting for. Their love gave him strength, a beacon of hope in the darkness. He would return to her. He had to. The thought of Kaleta waiting for him gave Orestes the resolve he needed to face the challenges ahead. He would not let her down.
We are with you, Orestes. Let's bring an end to this nightmare. The words of his comrades bolstered his spirits, a reminder that he was not alone in this fight.
The forest surrounding Mount Eligos was a place of twisted beauty and lurking shadows. It was a land where the line between reality and nightmare blurred, a place where the brave could easily become the lost. Ancient trees clawed at the sky, their branches intertwined, blocking out the sun. The forest seemed to have a life of its own, a sentient presence that watched their every move. The deeper they ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and decay. Every step they took was accompanied by the sound of leaves crunching underfoot, a reminder of the countless lives that had been claimed by the forest. With each step deeper into the woods, the light dimmed, replaced by an oppressive gloom. The shadows seemed to close in around them, a suffocating presence that threatened to overwhelm their senses. The warriors pressed on, their senses on high alert. They were not alone. The forest was alive with unseen eyes, watching their every move, waiting for the right moment to strike.
Stay sharp, everyone. We're being watched. The warning was clear, a reminder that danger lurked in every shadow.
Whispers followed them, disembodied voices that seemed to emanate from the trees themselves. The forest was a place of secrets, and it seemed determined to keep them hidden. The forest floor was littered with the bones of unfortunate souls who had dared to venture into Icarus's domain. Each bone was a testament to the dangers that lay ahead, a grim reminder of the fate that awaited those who were not prepared. Glowing eyes watched them from the darkness, vanishing as quickly as they appeared. The forest was filled with unseen creatures, their presence a constant reminder of the peril that surrounded them. Orestes felt a presence, ancient and malevolent, watching their every move. It was a feeling that sent chills down his spine, a reminder that they were not welcome in this place. The forest itself seemed to conspire against them, testing their courage, their resolve. Every step was a battle, every moment a test of their will. But they would not be deterred. They would reach Mount Eligos, even if they had to carve their path through the heart of darkness itself. Their determination was a beacon of light in the darkness, a promise that they would not be defeated.